Hey everybody, what's up? So recently, AsianSleepy made a video called Sleepy's Community Questions Series Episode 9. Do you enjoy buying DLC for games? Honestly, this was my first experience with buying DLC. And there's actually two different games. One was for, what was it? The Sackboy game, Little Big Planet. I think that was what it was. Um, and then the other one was these are both for the PSP. Valkyrie Chronicles 2 for the PSP. I kind of bought like a couple of like the cheap ones. My problem with Valkyrie Chronicles really was everything was like classes. You have to take these classes where you can go into the main story mode to learn everything. I had a problem with that because it felt like they could have just, instead of doing like one after the other, they could have just made one big DLC pack and been done with it. Instead of, this class, this class, this class, like I think it was like 99 cents or something like that. And it was kind of, it didn't feel right, It's like, why are you doing this? What is the point of, selling individual ones? That was really my first experience. On the PC, I've never bought DLC. Um, there was Warhammer 40K Dawn of War. And instead of having DLC, what they did was had like different expansions that you could buy. So everything was like went into the main game. Like you could choose different races, different armies, which was kind of cool. Especially the Tau. But I wish at some point like they made a game like what included the Space Wolves, which are my favorite. Um, you have the Necrons, which was interesting. Looking into this stuff, it's hard. It's a long story for that stuff, but I preferred that because I didn't have to download a large game, more maps to have fun. That was, I think a lot of places, a lot of companies should do that. And in the comment that I made, I said, I think people should hire these modders to actually work on games because, some of them are still creating different mods for, like, what is it? Oh, crap. My mind just went blank. The one where you're in the post-apocalyptic world, and the Pit Boy Fallout. Been one of those days. Um, there are people that are still making mods for it, and one of the mods that they make got taken down. It was kind of sucked because these people, spend a lot of time. I heard they had people who did Quake, Doom, different stuff like that. And I think, yeah, they're going to keep doing it, but they're great at what they do. And they continue these games. They're able to make these big maps that people play. Versus, where you have consoles that really don't have that life. These modders do a lot of stuff free. They may ask for donations possibly. I don't know. I've never downloaded a mod. But ultimately, I think these are people that should be supported because it's DLC, but not through the company. One of the other problems I have with DLC, like I comment on a little bit, is I don't like if you're buying different skins, different outfits, different stuff like that. I don't see the need for it. I just don't. I'd rather have a map that increases the game. I can have fun. But I also would like to see it at a reasonable price. Especially like if it's an older game, why charge, the same amount of money for it? To me, like if game prices go down, the prices of DLC should go down as well. Let's say you're playing, 10-year-old game and the prices are reduced, but the DLC is the same price as the game. Sorry, long day, like I said. To me, that's really ridiculous. But it is what it is. And I think part of it, the problem is, though, that DLC, people say, oh, they worked on it, after the game. all this other stuff. I get that, but day one DLC should not be needed. You shouldn't have to go on. I don't like these different companies that, oh, if you get this game here, 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 and here, you get all this different DLC. And even Sleepy said, like with Mortal Kombat, there was one series where if you line the cases up, it showed the Mortal Kombat dragon, which that's kind of cool, but to me, that's something that's not needed. I don't know. I mean, that's just my take. Ultimately, though, if a company like, is it Stick of Truth? Not Stick of Truth. Fracture a Hole, it kind of has DLC that you don't have to pay for. And that's just something, you might have to have a season pass for one of them, I believe. But ultimately, if I can get something for free that's part of the game that makes the experience better, I'm fine with that. But if they were selling something like for $10 and how much I got the game for, I'd be like, nah, not interested. That's just my take of something a little bit more that I think I need to talk about. Talk to y'all later. Take care. Bye.